Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. We have another Kickstarter unboxing for you today, and it is a doozy. Why? Because it's a theme that is very, very close to my heart. Today we are going to be inheriting a distillery. We're going to be refining our spirits and our ingredients and trying to sell them for the biggest profit as we take a look at Paverson Games Distilled. Hello again, my friends. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, and you should by now, my name is Matt, and I am really, really excited for this one, only because my family, my brothers and I, are very much into our spirits, distilled spirits, and we'd like to enjoy the finer things in life. So when Distilled was announced on Kickstarter, I chomped at the bit, so to speak, and I am arranging a very special playthrough with my brothers and my father. I don't know if it'll be recorded because they are a little bit camera shy, but this is a game that is going to speak to us on so many different levels and could very well be the game that gets them into the board gaming hobby as we know it. But before we begin, it would be remiss of me not to bring out my friend here. I was lucky enough to turn 40 last year, and one of my brothers, or my brothers I should say, pulled together and got me a very lovely decanter for such a beverage. And I think it would be remiss of me not to do an unboxing of Distilled. Oh, it smells so good, without having a little tipple to go along with it. So we have got some neat Glenfiddich, 18 years old I think is this one, and of course we are going to drink that neat because why wouldn't you? Very excited. Okay, I've got so focused on the drink and the decanter, which looks spectacular, by the way. Thank you, Daniel, champion. But here it is. This is Distilled, the game here. This box is actually really heavy. This is a 1 to 5 player game, roughly 25 minutes per player, by Paverson Games. And it is effectively, I should say, a set collection slash time management strategy game. Obviously designed for 14 and up, which is interesting because the legal drinking age here in Australia is 18. Go figure. There's a lot going on in this box. I think the beauty of this is you can craft many, many, many different spirits from across the regions of the world, and I think that in itself is fantastic. Without further ado, folks, I'm going to open this sucker just so I can get into it. I will say too, because we love you and because this is obviously something that speaks to me on a molecular level, I also have a few extra goodies in store. So we're going to rip the plastic off of this one and we're going to get into it. I'm always so delicate with the plastic. I don't know why. I don't know. It is what it is. I will say too, I've got the camera a little bit on an angle, which is appropriate because I'm drinking while I'm doing an unboxing. Go figure. I need... Plastic, of course, goes on the floor. I need to... if there was a smell-o-vision, you would be able to get the notes coming off this wafting from the decanter and the glass here. And I will say, it's inspiring. First and foremost, though, as we always do, I'm going to pop this up on the overhead for you. Whoop, there you go. You can see here now, Distilled, Paverson Games, designed by Dave Beck, artwork by Eric Evanson. It's a heavy box. It looks great. You inherit a distillery. You were trying to bring it back to the way it was before it fell into disrepair, and basically can carry on your family's honour. It just looks beautiful in terms of its production and everything else. As I was watching the Kickstarter develop, so I'm excited to see what is in this box. There is a lot going on. There are playtesters listed on the side here as well of the box. There is nothing in that one, so we'll pop that on here. There we go. Oops, let's put that in the middle. Do not throw away your empty punchboard frames after you punch the tiles out, because the Distilled box has a custom game trays insert. Once you've punched out all the tiles, you'll be left with a small gap. To avoid this, keep the punchboard frames, remove the bottom card tray from the box, stack the punchboard trays at the bottom, just to keep everything from shifting around. Nice to know. Thanks very much. And there's a bit of a storage solution because game trays. There's a couple of other companies that are starting to emerge, but game trays do some wonderful, wonderful things. So when you see this, it's going to look spectacular. We'll pop that one to the side for now. First taste, step-by-step guide for new players. I love that. A lot of the time in games like this, they just go, oh, here's, if you've never played before, here's what you do. The theme is rife throughout this game, and I dig it so much. We have first taste, premium market setup, first taste player setup, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5. How that all works, round 1, second purchase. Just to sort of explain round by round how it starts to work, which I think is fabulous. Different ingredients, add bottles, because ultimately you have the ability to start making moonshine and vodka right off the bat. But being able to gather ingredients from different regions of the world and create more stylized spirits based on your own starting identity is just fantastic. So it gives you opportunities of how that all works. I do not have enough space here today. That one's going to go on the floor for now. This is the full rulebook. In all its stunning glory, a thematic strategy game of crafting spirits. You've got all the different components. You have whoever has the most points at the end of the game is basically the master distiller, and then you've got all the different things: distillery boards, identify cards, etc., etc., etc. How to play, setup. I do love that is a big full color rulebook. Game overview, where your different boards are, different regions of the board, your distillery board, I should say, the market board, buying ingredients that cost 0, ingredients that give you special effects when you purchase them, and then of course you can have your bottles as well. So there's bottles I think that allow you to have a worm inside them to help with flavor. You can add flavor profiles to whiskies and pretty much everything else as well. There's recipe guides you can acquire to build and harness better spirits. How to score, commonly forgotten rules, tabletop audio so you can get a soundtrack as you play, which is fantastic. Tasting flights so you can see who pairs with who. I love it. Spirits of Distilled, Kasashu, solo gameplay as well, which I dig so much. Sequence of a round, how that all works. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We are going to pop this one over here, and we're going to pop the components list so I know exactly what's going on with all the different items. There we go. Pop that just over here. If I can fit it in, we will see how we go. Punch outs for days. Now, this is coin, which we will use, but we've got a little something extra. On the back of these is more of the same. Slainthmar, which is like another cheers. I think I pronounced that correctly. If I haven't, I will let you know. First player marker. So on each round, each player will take an action and then pass, and then obviously pass the turn to the next player. Once everyone can pass and nothing else happens, you move on to the next phase of the round. Coins. The chipboard is nice. It's a good thickness. I don't know if that's doing it justice on the overhead, but the coins, you've got 10, 5, and 1. Obviously, the more money you have, the more stuff you can buy on your turn. We'll pop that one just up here. Ooh, recipes. VP tokens, dig it. So you start with moonshine and vodka in your distillery as something you can build. Then you can upgrade to purchase a rum recipe, tequila recipe, gin, baijiu, cachaça, and then you've got shonshu, soju, brandy, whiskey, yes please, and then your VP points for when you get across the 50-point line. On the back of these is more of the same, and then 100 points for the scoring markers, which is fantastic. Again, nice, big, thick, heavy chipboard. More of the same recipe-wise here. You've got aquavit, lambanog, pisco, grappa, and then these are signature recipes for the different distillers or the distiller identities that you can have. So your signature recipes obviously become very important because they will earn you the most VP, and you can see on the reverse it's slightly different. So lesson learned, you need to make sure you can brew your particular whiskey. We have spirit awards because ultimately we are all about making the most amazing spirits we can. The spirit awards are various points. I think these are shuffled up and dealt out at the start of the game, revealed at game end, and give you revealed at the start of the game, and you can then work towards them. Sell a spirit with 6 alcohol or more for 7 points. Have 3 equipment distillery upgrades at the end of a round. Display 4 bottles as a collector. Doubles, display 4 bottles, I can do that already. Globetrotter, High Class Land Grab, Mouth Party, sell a spirit with 4 ingredient cards or more. Penny Saver, have 25 money or more at the end of a round. Patience, age 2 spirits in a single round. That's important because aged whiskey is always the best whiskey, in my opinion. You have all these different awards here, and then you have the Master Distiller token. We'll punch that one out. It's a nice thick board. And then you can see, you can Instagram the fact that you have won your victory. More spirit awards. I will try and get through as much as I can, but I don't want to go too crazy. Collect 4 recipe cube types. The sun never sets. Collect 3 spirit labels from different regions. Quantity over quality. Silver spoon, gold digger, up with the sun. Sophisticated, sell an aged spirit for 5 VP. Sell a spirit with 5 different sugar cards. Wow. Candy water. I kind of dig it. All right, we've got the Master Distiller token. We'll pop there as well. These are the market boards. Sorry, these are the distillery boards, I should say. You've got here different distillers. So I don't think that matters too much as to which one you have. The office where you put your distiller identity, I should say. You've got the 3 distillery workshop components. You can upgrade these to give you better abilities for your process. You can hire workers to work in there, etc. Pantry to keep ingredients here. Storeroom to keep items, barrels, bottles, that sort of stuff. And then you've got the warehouse, so you can age your spirits as you wish. Now, if you sell an aged spirit with a flavor bonus, you get extra points. If there's a 4 for your flavor bonus, you get 10 VP. 5 gives you 15 VP. So sometimes it's worth aging. As you age your spirits during the course of a round, you get to add random flavor cards to them as well, which is quite interesting. So you never know quite what you're going to get. You've got the washback for your different sugar canes, water storage, item storage, coin storage. And these are all pretty much the same, I think. They're all basically the same. Yes, they are. On the back, there is just a nice wooden oak panel, which is nice. They could have just left them blank, but they put a bit of extra effort in, which is fantastic. This is the truck that I think is used to sell your wares. No, this is a... Yes, it is. It's a truck. So spirits, bottles, different things as well, ingredients, and then truck goes to market to sell your wares. Very important. Then you have basic market boards. Does that want to come out of there? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Basic market boards. Now this is going to fold out. I will try and get it all obviously set up. We'll do a flyover. So the basic market board, you can only purchase up to 2 cards from the basic market per round. Yeast, water, mixed grains, mixed plants, mixed fruit, clay barrel for aging, and obviously a wooden barrel for aging as well. Very important indeed. Then you have your ingredients recipe board. So here you've got your signature recipe down the bottom, which is obviously ticked off and ready to go. Your moonshine and vodka, which you can obviously do at the start of the game, and you can acquire cubes with different recipe cards as the game goes on. So these are all blank and dual layered, which I dig, so you can put different recipe cubes in here to let you know that you've mastered that recipe. At the start of each game, I believe this is randomized, so you never know exactly what you're going to be able to distill until you start playing. On the back, you've got the logo. I think it's is it the Paverson Games logo? Yes, it is. Which is just texturally detail. I love it. It's really good. Game trays here. Again, fantastic. We're just going to lift that one out of there. There's going to be a lot of stuff here by the end. Sorry, I'm basking in the glory that is. Now, game trays do amazing work, and this is no exception. So what you see here is a distilled storage tray for different recipes and things like that, but it's in the shape of a barrel. Thematically amazing. I dig it so much. So you've got storage trays for different recipes and things you can put in here for your tokens, other bits and pieces you can put in there. I believe these are going to be tokens for the different spirit recipes, things like that. That's amazing. I dig that really quite a lot. And again, thematically accurate. Again, little aged barrels here with the big distilled logo as well for different components. I believe those are just for your extra additional components, which are probably at the base here of the board. We've got a bit of filler, which we probably don't need, so we'll pop that one over there on the floor. Score track. So here is a score track, which I think this one might be for a solo mode. Goes to 50. And then you've got different awards down here. The round board, and then you've got discarding spaces as well. On the reverse, No, I could be wrong. Maybe it is the only scoring board in the game. But this could be different spirits and things, just as a reminder of what you're able to brew. You start on 1, and as you go through, every time you score points, you get to try a different spirit, different beverage. And I think that's fantastic as well. Very thematic. Again, details, details, details. It's amazing. Another bit of filler here. We'll get off that one out of the way. And then we have all the components. So, let's whiz through these. We'll start with cards, maybe. Okay, no, let's have a look here. We've got, these are different recipe boards. I just want to get into it. Okay, so this is the different recipe boards. It would help if I had them up the right way. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm getting put off by the smell as well. It's really distracting in the best way. So you've got different recipes, and they slot into those boards we saw earlier. You'll see on the flyover later on. So you can see here different regions. That's Oceania. Is that Oceania? No, sorry, that's Oceania. That's the Americas. This one is Europe, I believe. Could be Europe. There's 4 different regions there, or all over the world. And then you've got here, this recipe means you can only have green sugars. You can't have any others, and you can't age it. It needs to be in a metal barrel. And to sell it off is worth 4 points. And there is an A side and a B side. And there's lots of different ones there that you can pick and choose from to pop in your different player boards. So you can see here, this is a bronze level. These are all silver. And then you've got gold spirits down the bottom. And they're color coded as well. So you will have to make sure you match, I think. Unless you have different identities allow you to have different things you can brew. Sequence of a round. So turn aids, player aids, endgame scoring, and icon glossary as well, which is very, very cool. Very, very helpful. I love that. They're going to go back where we found them, just over here. Let's have a look at, these are some different bits of this. Where's my knife gone? My trusty knife of cutting. Now, they do have pull tabs on them, but don't have time for that. So plastic goes on the floor once again. And then we have our solo card swap. You get C cards. So I think these are character flavors, B cards. I'm not sure whether they're for the solo game or no. But I like these ones because these are the distillery goals. And obviously these are something you're trying to achieve. You draw 2 at the start of the game, keep 1, discard the other, and that becomes one of the goals. I do believe you can draw more as the game goes on. So you start with 1. After round 3, I think you draw 2 more and then discard 1. And then you have things like this. Blue glass. Have or be tied for the most displayed and or bottles. Close to home. Have or be tied for the most spirit labels from the same region. That's the same region you're on your distiller identity card, not just the same region altogether. Delegation. So different ways to earn points. East Champion. Gearhead. Monarch. For the farmers. From the earth. Geriatric. Have or be tied for the most aged spirit labels. 7 points. That should be worth the most points. Green glass. Just desserts. Most non-vodka spirit labels that require fruit sugars. Interesting. Juvenile. Photosynthesis for green sugars, red glass, etc. So I think the strategy, you're going to be watching other players, what they're doing. You could potentially, if you wanted to be strategic, purchase those items that they're purchasing a lot of just to make sure they're not gaining those cards or those points. Because at the end of the game, with a lot of games like this, a 7-point swing could be a huge difference. Game changer. So those are those cards. These are the solo gold cards for A, B, and C. So they give you different points, point values. I haven't had much experience with the solo game. I'm sorry, but I know I will now. Solo game B cards, C cards give you money, and so on and so forth. And then you have here the solo goal swap card. Once per game, you may swap 82 solo goal cards within the same row. If you do flip this card, 5 will be added to the target score. So in other words, if your target score was 75, it becomes 80. So method in the madness there. Then we have, let's have a look at some items. So these are going to be your barrels and your bottles. Also, there's also some ingredients here as well. There is a lot of ingredient cards for this game. I don't think, I mean, enthusiasts will understand, but a lot of your average, I'll say, bourbon drinkers, Johnny Red drinkers, standard spirit drinkers don't understand just how much flavour can be put into a distilled spirit. So the fact that you've got so much variety is bloody fantastic. We have wooden barrel, has a price tag of 4, so that's what it costs you. It's a basic item. It allows you to age spirits. There's heaps of these here. Glass bottle, which is a starting item as well, so some players may start with this item. Then you have metal barrel, which is a starting item. You can't age in a metal barrel, so better be aware of that. You have Jacqueline Brooker from the Americas, and on the back of these cards, it'll give you a bit of a bio, starting resources. The signature sugar is dent corn. Signature recipe is worth 18 victory points if you can get it up and happening. Jona Perry de Souza, Ruthless Ajani, Pilar de Fuego Escalente, Fang Xin, Sakai Sotaro, Jean Gina, Nisha Sakura, Mother Mary Geneva, and I think that's fantastic that she distills her own bits. Etienne Duclair, Angus Douglas, he's my kind of man. Ginald Hellstrom, Nathan McGeezy, the Brown Brothers from Australia. That's right. I love that. What's their spirit? The Brown Brothers. Signature recipe Oceania Strength Gin. And that's worth only 10 points. Oh well, we do love gin in this house, so that's good. Anne McAdam. Guillermo Osorio Romero. Juliana de la Cruz. Brother Vicente. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where I'm going to start. Obviously, it's a random deal. You get dealt 2 and then decide. But it's just, that's cool. Dig it. We have Tasting Journal. Bacon flavour. So you can see a rating of those as well. On the back, you've got different flavour cards. So I should make sure we show the backs. Obviously, those have got items, starting items for the different bits and pieces. Now, let's see what we've got here. I'm just going to get rid of those, separate these out a little bit. So this is a tasting journal card for all the different flavours. So you get to add these as you age your spirits. So a bacon flavour, bandages. No, thank you. Berries, birthday cake, bready flavour, caramel, cherry, nice. Chocolate gets 5 stars for tasting oats. Cinnamon, yeah, I can do that. Coffee, yes please. Coriander, fishy flavour, floral, fruity flavour, ginger, grass, honey, yeah, nice. Horse blanket, fetid, sweaty, and unfortunately also ran. Leather, malty, manure notes, no thank you, maple. It's a bit nutty. Oaky, old cellar style, orange peel, peaty, piney, plasticky, rubber tires, right, salty, seaweed, skunky, smoky, soy sauce, spicy, a sports bag, toasted marshmallow, tobacco, and vanilla. There's a few that I like, there's some that I don't. We'll see how we go there. And then we have different ingredients. So this is an alcohol ingredient, obviously can be used as either a water or a yeast in your washback, which is part of your player board. Lots of different alcohol there for ingredients, and obviously very important because the more alcohol content a spirit has, the stronger it will be, and also the more it will sell for. Going on from that, we've got more ingredients here, and again, some of these will be interesting. Let's open this one up and see what we've got. Just wondering too, if you are watching along, have you poured yourself a sneaky little tipple as well? If you haven't, pause the video and by all means grab something that is your beverage of choice. Maybe hit me up in the comments. What will you be drinking when you play this for the first time? I would love to know what people are drinking around the world as they get their hands on Distilled. We have more alcohol because, hey, what's a party without it? We've got lots more alcohol. Lots more alcohol. Where's the rest of the ingredients? Okay, we're getting there. A lot of alcohol, which is fair enough because it's alcoholic game. You're making an alcoholic beverage, let's be honest. Berry barley, if I mispronounce these, I'm sorry. Winter rye, buckwheat, unmalted barley, dent corn. So we saw that was a favourite. This is a signature ingredient for the different distillers. Sorghum, sugarcane molasses, sugarcane juice, blue agave, nipa palm, almond potatoes, dried juniper, common juniper, Coonabarra grapes, Sangiovese grapes. Yes, one of my favourite red wines is a Sangiovese. Uni Blanc, rice. Rice is a premium ingredient. Sorghum, wheat, rye, millet, corn, barley, very important, and potatoes for that Irish fellow we saw before. We'll put those on here and we'll go into the next stack. I think I'm doing it the right way. We'll say the market board too allows you, as I said before, to purchase upgrades. So by all means you can grab some upgrades, get into the thick of it, employ people to monitor your warehouse for you, things like that, which is quite fantastic. I wish you could smell it. It's so nice. Okay, ingredients. We have anise, or star anise, as it's known here in Australia, sugarcane, palm, agave again, apples, figs, juniper berries, grapes, turbo yeast, rather than just normal yeast, mountain spring water, nice, American Standard Barrel, ex-bourbon hogshead, could be handy for whiskies, Dolan barrel, Kiveri barrels, clay, stainless steel, a jug, moonshine for days, mason jar, frosted glass bottle, plastic litter bottle, a skull bottle, adds a bit of style choice, pig bottle, vintage decanter, ceramic, faceted, half bottle, carton bottle, etched crystal decanter, you're welcome, rounded bottle, Scandinavian canister, wax sealed, pirate bottle, wrapped bottle, a worm bottle, and then you get equipment. So this is going to give you an idea of the different equipment upgrades you can purchase. A column still, which costs you 5, gives you an extra point to everything, to your end game score. A Doig ventilator, drone camera, glassworks, larger storage, malting floor, metal rickhouse, malt mill, natural spring, spirit safe, tropical warehouse, coffee still, yes please, worm tub, greenhouse, orchard, an architect. Once per market phase you may discount 1 upgrade by 2 coin. Biochemist, celebrity promoter. During the sell phase, add 2 to the sell value of each spirit you sell. Get an endorsement. Co-op manager, cooper, coppersmith, a tour guide, yeah nice, farmer, glass blower, market buyer, a master blender. During the sell phase, gain 1 victory point when selling a spirit if you already have a spirit label from the same region. Trucker, warehouse manager, helpful, intern researcher, and a private investigator. That could be a bit sneaky. I like that. Gain the upper hand on the competition. We have here, let's see, got more items, upgrades for your distillery. I feel like I'm getting drunk just from the smelling of the fumes. It's so good. So we've got basic items again, and we've got more ingredients here, which is very cool. Let's have a look at the items first. We have your clay barrel, which we saw before. More clay barrels. Wooden barrel goes in with that lot there. More ingredients. Yeast. Again, these are the basic ingredients that we saw earlier, which I think the next one's going to be water, which is very obvious. And they cost 0, which is great. But when you purchase water, you get to have a look at one of the other decks for the markets, and if you have a look at it and you like it, you can purchase it then and there, or put it on the bottom of the deck. So it's a good way to cycle through to find the good stuff you want, provided one of the other players doesn't snap it up first. Mixed grains, which is a basic item, grain sugar. Then you have, if I can head through here, there's a lot of grain sugar. Plant sugar, very important. These again are basics, not your premium ingredients. Then you have the mixed fruits, which is obviously a fruit sugar, which you may need for some recipes. The more premium ingredients you use in your recipes, the more valuable your end spirit will be. So very important with that. We have some components, other bits and pieces here, which I think is cool. We have a silica gel pack, which is going to go on the floor. We have a round marker barrel. So this barrel will sit on the board that we saw earlier. I'll put the plastic on the floor. So let's grab the round board here, the round marker. And that will sit there ready to go, and you'll move the marker down as the game progresses. I dig it. It's fantastic. It's a very textural thing. It's totally unnecessary. They could have just used a token, but that is brilliant. I love it. And that'll sit in one of the components here. Then we have these ones here, which look like they are player scoring markers, potentially, more with silica gel. Let's see if I can get that out of there. Come on, silica gel. We don't want you at this party. That's gone. That's definitely not an ingredient you should use in your spirits, just quietly. 5 player markers in different colors. They're chunky too, very thick. So you've got here different distills, that column still that we saw before, brass, everything else. I dig it. That's very cool. So you can choose one of those and they will be yours on the score track, scoring your points. Very chunky, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I like it. Put those to the side. That's going to go over there. Then we have these cubes. Cubes for days. More silica gel for the floor. Do not eat. Good advice. And then we have these cubes. These are for your recipes. Now we saw before you get bronze, gold, and silver recipes that you can choose from. These go on your little recipe board that we saw. I'm chucking stuff everywhere. I have no idea where that went. There we go. And they will sit on your board in those double layered boards and mark off which recipes you've acquired. Ultimately, the more of these you have, the more spirits you can craft. However, the game only lasts 7 rounds, so you are a little bit limited as to, you know, I mean, don't go hard and go home and try and collect as many recipes as possible, unless it's going to score you those sweet extra VPs. So, yeah, method in the madness as to which recipes you go to chase after. That is the contents of the box here with all the bells and whistles. Is that everything we've got to show you? No, of course not. We have a few extra bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do is we are going to we're going to put these ones back here for now. We're going to put this one back here for now, and I will obviously set it all up and show you what they look like when everything is set and sorted. We're going to pop this one back in here. These guys are going to go back in here. This one's going to go on top because science. This one's going to get folded up and put back where he was, which I think was there. Different component trays for all the different things once they're all punched out, which is fabulous. Then we've got our player boards going in here. We'll mark those in there, pop those in. The punch outs will go on top. For now, we will keep these guys out and we'll move this up here because I need to make some space because, my friends, we have extra stuff for you. So let's just pop this to the side. There we go. And now we're going to have a look and see what we've got here. Where do we begin? Okay, so the ingredient cubes, moving the rule book has just wafted the odor of this wonderful thing. I mean, look at that. Look at it. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Check it out. Cheers, by the way. Cheers. Cheers. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so the ingredient, excuse me, the ingredient cubes, the recipe cubes, or the wooden cubes that are in the box there. However, we have a bit of a blinged out upgrade because I'm all about upgrades. I love it. So we have decided to go in and grab some metallic versions of same. I probably will keep that one. So these are metallic versions of those recipe cubes. They will sound amazing, but they are much more weighted. Oh gosh, they're heavy. There's some serious weight here. And I think a game about distilling spirits that are a lap of luxury needs to be able to be blinged out. So I couldn't not do it. And for the price it is now, I think if you're looking to get Distilled, I think a lot of online retailers may have copies. Unfortunately, we have not got copies here in Australia yet. Your standard version of the game is retailing at about $100 Australian at the moment. I think it's about 89 US, which is actually probably closer to 110 here in Australia. That's for this box here. without all the Kickstarter extras and blinged out stuff. So to get it at the premium Kickstarter price before everything else, and I think if I was to pay 110 now, just at the core, I think that's just shy of what I paid for all the rest. So if you're not on Kickstarter, what are you doing with your life? But be careful, because your wallet will take a hit. Oh, sorry, that was very nice. And there's the gold cubes there as well, which are very shiny, like the treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. There we go. I dig it. Now, you can't have a blinged out version of Distilled with the recipe cubes without blinging out the coin bag as well. So we have here, of course, true to form, some coinage. So there's your singles here, which have this 1 on the back and then a wheat there as well, which is awesome. Then we have the 5s, which have sugarcane on the back, and then the 5 there. And again, they're incredibly textural, they make a great noise. The 10 has the fruit. There you go. And the 10 on the back. And when you... It's so good. I dig it. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. I don't think, in terms of... I've got a set of coins that I use for D&D and other bits and pieces as well. And I think any game that uses coins or currency needs to have a metallic feel. So if I get a game that has just the chipboard, don't get me wrong, chipboard can look amazing, but it doesn't make that noise. So if a game does not have its own metal coins, then I have those D&D coins that I can use for same denominations. I mean, 3 denominations, gold, silver, bronze, perfect. It also means that, you know, you've got, I don't know, just an extra presence on the table. It's just such a textural feel, adds that extra level of immersion. When you get steel coins from other players and you're actually taking physical coin, oh, so good. Not that this game does that, but that's okay. All right, we have a mini expansion for this one. Oh, you didn't hear that. We have a mini expansion here. This is a few extra players that you can choose from. So this one will give you a few extra starting or signature recipe tiles. Green Fairy Absinthe, Kartosha Vodka, there you go. Apple Pie Moonshine, Black Forest. Apple Pie Moonshine. I would drink that. You've got different ingredient cards here. You've got different flavor cards, different premium items, and then you've got these new folks. Alley Cat Armstrong. He's legit. Legitimate businessman. Idris El Mokrani. Hannah Eisenberg. Svetlana Yakovlevina. She is a Russian. During the sell phase, she sells each spirit for 2 more. Her signature recipe is Kartosha Vodka. Worth 7. Not worth as much, but that's okay. Extra flavor notes we've got here. We have, ooh, you can personalize your own flavor note. That's very cool. And they're worth different coin values. So if there's not a flavor tasting note that's in the core box, you can create your own. I think that's fantastic. Wine sap apples as an ingredient. Star anise, there you go, told you, L-star apples. And Stobrava potatoes. Very important. The accent's going to be important when you play as well. Absinthe bottle and a designer. So tongue-in-cheek, the designer bottle, that's Dave Beck's head, which I kind of dig. I love the little spout on there as well. That's fantastic. Nice little nod. And you know, credit to him, because the design and the look and feel of this is muy bueno. We also have, just to add to it a little bit, these are purely cosmetic, we have some coasters. So when we play, a distilled set of coasters can come through, plastic on the floor. Shochu, soju, gin, very important, brandy, aquavit, pisco, lamanok, grappa, genuine moonshine, vodka, whiskey, thank you very much, more whiskey again, and then you've got tequila, rum, just a nice set of coasters that match the artwork of the game as you play, which is brilliant. We also have this one, which is a Metal First Player token. So instead of using our friend here, which is awesome, you can use this one. It's unnecessary. Yes, it's unnecessary, but it is beautiful. Look at this thing. The etching on this, the detail, the wood grain on it, and on the back, that Slaithvath, the cheers, which is effectively the motto of the game, which I dig. It's beautiful, heavily weighted. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We have an expansion to go through as well, because why not? So I'll pop that one to the side. This is the Africa and Middle East expansion. So it adds an extra region that you can produce your spirits from or in. So we're going to quickly have a look at that as well. Maybe we should have done this first. Oh well, too bad, so sad. Now we still have more to get through, so you're welcome. Plastic on the floor. Now we have here the Africa and Middle East expansion. I believe, I hope, I pray it will all fit in the one box, because that would be fantastic. Going to pop that one just up here. Go this way. There we go. The rulebook for the extra bits and pieces, which is going to be straightforward. We have different components, different awards for the different regions, scoring, etc. Mechanics for the new expansion with double sugars and wild sugars, tasting flight notes, and everything else as well. So these are the spirit awards for this one. That's packed in there really, really tight. Iraq, and then you have the Lion's Share Family Tradition. More spirit awards here. He says if you can get it out of the bag. These are a Buka. Worth the wait. Collect 3 aged spirit labels. And then you have signature awards for spirit awards, and then signature recipes for the individual folk. Just going to pop those there. Then you have these different recipes that you can pop on, recipe tokens. And then you have more components. So let's have a look here. We've got what looks like to be our new distillers. Plastic on the floor. Getting a collection. A collection of plastic. There we go. I'll stack to my leg. There we go. We have Fatima Mahfoud, and she's got her signature recipe, which is Buka de Fuige, Afiri Odru, Kayazaba, Yusuf Halar, Saeed bin Tariq al-Rashid, Evandra Lobo, and then you've got premium ingredients, ancient grains. You have hydroponic plants, organic fruit, neutral spirit alcohol, glucose syrup, 55-gallon drum, terracotta amphora, sherry butt, beaded bottle, long-necked bottle, that's cool, silver bottle, unlabeled bottle, amblic still, spirit still, cooperage, wood chipper, charring furnace, nice, advertising agent, hipster distiller, distillery manager, black market dealer, wow, mixologist, and then tasting notes. You've got apple, cardboard, citrus, coconut, gravy. Gravy gets only 2 stars. Melon, nail polish, wet dog. Ew. Fruit sugars, palm wine for signature ingredients, finger Malay, anise seed, date palm, and Santo Antao sugar cane. Then we've got a huge thing of silica gel. We'll get that out of here right away. We don't want that. That was heavy. I got some cards for solo mode in here as well. Oops, plastic goes on the floor. You have here distillery goals, back to where we began, yellow glass, investment for the future, international, glass around the globe, master of craft, and you have solo gold cards A, B, B, and C, which you can mix in to add this to your game. You have then new boards that you can pop in, those dual layered boards we saw before. And the dual layered boards will allow you to, these cards will allow you to incorporate the new recipes as well. So again, these are double-sided. These are I and J, so each one has a little number, a little letter in the corner. So you all have to make sure you're on the same side, I would imagine, which is very cool. So I'll pop that one in there. Pop those in there as well. Those ones can go back in. These ones can go back in. I almost want to pop them out because they were quite difficult to get out. Pop that back and pop that up into the side. This plastic can get rid of here. What's left? Oh yes, we have this bad boy. Now, I actually said not too long ago that I was not going to be indulging in playmats anymore because they are just too cumbersome and we hardly use them and they take up space, etc. But I've still got Kickstarters coming in where I pitched for them. I don't mind the idea of having the market board as a playmat for this one, but then again, the market boards is fantastic. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see, what have we got here? We've got a few extra bits. And it also redesigns a little bit as well. The layout of the game changes on the board. So let's see, we've got here, you've got upgrades along the top. You've got your premium ingredients, more bits and pieces in the warehouse. So this is literally a market board, which I don't mind. It's not bad. It sort of just gives you a bit more feel. It makes it easy to pick up cards, things like that, which I kind of dig. Maybe I'll do a setup with this one for the flyover. Don't know, we'll see. And last but not least, very important, and maybe I should have got more. We have this little box here, which, unassuming as it is, has something very cool in it as well, because a game like this, with this theme, with this style, with this design, needs something extra, something a little bit more unique. And this is just going to add a little bit extra to it. What have we got? A game like this, my friends, requires its very own shot glass. There you go. With the D for Distilled on it. I'll bring it on the overhead. There you go. Oh. How cool is that? Paverson Games logo on the back. So my friends, if you are fortunate enough to play this game with me and earn the title of Master Distiller, you will get a beverage of your choice and we will all drink to your greatness. It's thematically straightforward. Thematically straightforward to a point. Obviously, there's a bit of strategy in how you play, what you collect, etc. But I just think with all the blinged out extra bits and pieces, even without all that, it just looks amazing. So I'm very excited to get this to the table. So without further ado, let's take a look. I'm going to grab my glass. Let's take you through all the bells and whistles of Distilled as it's set up at the table for a 5-player game. Roll that footage. Oh my. Sorry. Excuse me. I said it before. It just looks spectacular on the table. It's a game where you'd walk in, see this set up, and go, "I want to sit down and play." It's won awards as well. In its, I think they'll come up on the bottom of the screen. It's won a couple of design awards, a couple of Kickstarter awards as well, I believe, too. In terms of the design, the artwork is fantastic. It's going to be an acquired taste, as a lot of these whiskies and spirits can be. But those who sit down at the table and really get into the guts of this thing are going to have a wonderful time. I'm excited to get it to the table with my family, with my bros, and just have a great time, just shooting the shit, talking to them, playing through this game that won't really impact, I don't know, I hope it impacts them, and I hope they get into more crazy adventures and gaming adventures. But at the same time, even if they don't, the fact that we can sit around, play this, and have a few drinks of our beverages of choice, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that moment, because we don't see each other as much as we should. So being able to come together on a game like this, which speaks to us thematically, I really appreciate it. And Paverson Games, molto bene, absolutely fantastic production, amazing work. I'm very, very excited, very, very grateful that I was fortunate enough to be able to back it on Kickstarter. Paverson Games, great job, spectacular work. But that is it, my friends. That is the end of the unboxing for Distilled. I hope you enjoyed that. There is plenty more to come on the channel. We have more unboxings, we have more playthroughs, we have reviews coming your way as well. So please, by all means, stick around and make sure you hit that like button for this one. Thank you very much. Also, that subscribe button in the bottom corner. If you haven't already, smash that sub button just so you can stay in touch whenever we post new awesome content. Otherwise, it would be remiss of me not to thank our Patreon subscribers for supporting us and letting us do all the crazy stuff we do on the channel. Thank you. We love your work, sweeties. We will be back with more epic board game content in the very near future. So I'm going to clear away all this. I am going to finish off my beverage. By all means, folks, get a beverage of your own if you haven't already. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. You are all amazing and wonderful people. Get back to the table, though. Play some more games, and we'll see you back here very soon. Until then, it is cheers and bye for now.